Good evening, everyone. I am so glad that you could join us this evening. I am Kathleen Kellaigh. I am the Artistic Director of ATC Studios. ATC Studios is a 501c3, and part of our mission is that we nurture the creative spirit in absolutely everyone. And during the COVID-19 crisis, we have been offering many free programs, and Friday Nights at the Studio is one of them. If you'd like to be kept up to date with all of our offerings, including online classes, please do subscribe to our newsletter. As a 501c3, operating in this COVID environment, you can imagine it's been a bit challenging. We do offer these programs for free, but we humbly ask if you can possibly donate any amount to ATC, we would so gratefully appreciate that. Donations of any amount are fully tax deductible. And the easiest and fastest way to do that is through Venmo at ATC Studios. Or you can go right to our homepage, and there is a donate button on the homepage as well. We are pleased this evening to be presenting Sage, a slice of life piece by Darrin Ingram. Sage, a new play by Darrin Ingram. Act 1, Scene 1. The park bench, weathered but solid, sits stoically underneath a dimming lamppost. There is a carved heart on one side with R and S carved in it. The lights build slowly as pre-dawn shadows fade. The lamppost flickers out, and the birds are heard in the distance greeting the morning. Sunrise also reveals part of a running track in front of the bench and a playground in the background. The passage of time is indicated throughout the play by the sun moving from east to west. The sun is represented by lights fading out as another fades in from stage left to stage right. This will be accelerated when the scenes change abruptly throughout the day. The park is empty as the old man enters. He is wearing a hat, a coat, and exceptionally comfortable loafers. He is carrying a book, a newspaper, 2 cups of coffee, and a small duffel bag with an attached umbrella. He is whistling tunelessly as he shuffles to the bench, carefully arranging himself and his belongings to allow for exactly half the bench to be available. There is an air of deliberateness to him, almost ritualized, as he goes about the business of organizing his bench. He looks at his timepiece, looks off stage for a beat, takes a drink of his coffee, and opens his newspaper, covering his face from the audience. The runner jogs in on the track. She is fit and focused, hair tied back and headphones on. She jogs right by the old man.
Morning.
The runner jogs off stage. The old man turns the page in his newspaper. The young man jogs in on the track. He is roughly the same age as the jogger. He has an overly groomed look to him. He jogs in place next to the old man.
Did she? Shit.
The young man jogs off after the runner as the old man turns the page. The chef enters as the young man leaves. She walks with a determined step, clearly in thought. She looks mid-40s, wearing slacks and a fitted top. She is carrying a large satchel and a notepad and pencil. She crosses directly to the empty spot on the bench and sits down. The old man lowers and folds his newspaper in time with her sitting down.
That asshole did it again. He said there was something wrong with my sauce Bercy.
The old man hands her one of the coffee cups and begins to drink the other one.
Thank you. Said it was too rich and that I should be doing the demi-glacé version rather than the fish velouté. Ugh, I hate him. Sorry. Good morning. How are you?
Well, I woke up, which was nice.
I know. I should quit, but he knows everyone. Where would I go?
Wherever it is, they'd be lucky to have you.
Tell that to my boss. I'm off to the fish market as usual. What do you think? Salmon or sole? I was thinking, everyone loves salmon, but it might overpower the sauce, right? But sole might be too bland and people might be afraid to eat swordfish, so...
What would you like?
The chef stands up, takes a deep breath, and strides off. The old man starts reading his newspaper again as the park keeper enters upstage. The park keeper is dressed in a green uniform and hat, both with his name on them. He is wearing a green backpack and is picking up trash with a poker and trash bag. Shy and reserved, he moves around the back of the bench in a wide circle to avoid interrupting the old man reading. When the old man doesn't see him, the park keeper circles back around the bench to read the newspaper over the old man's shoulder. After a beat, the old man turns the page. The park keeper slowly reaches over and turns it back.
Good morning, Reggie.
The park keeper continues to read the newspaper, mouthing the words he is reading. He does not react to the old man's greeting. The old man clears his throat and begins to lower the newspaper. The park keeper leans over the bench to follow the newspaper down. The old man turns his head to speak directly in the park keeper's ear.
Good morning, Reggie.
The park keeper finishes the article he is reading and turns his head towards the old man as if he is seeing him for the first time. The closeness of their faces is not the least bit concerning for either of them.
There you are. Good morning, Reggie.
Found a new flower by the wall. I found it last night, but I didn't pick it until this morning so it would stay fresh.
Reggie, we talked about this. When I say good morning, you say...
Oh, right. Good morning, too. I found a new flower by the wall. You want to see it?
The park keeper circles around the side and puts his backpack on the bench. He pulls out a thermos, 2 metal lunch boxes, Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles and poison ivy, and a Ziploc bag of soil with his name on it. All of the items are worn but in good condition. With both hands, he extends the poison ivy lunchbox to the old man. The old man grabs the lunchbox with one hand, but the park keeper doesn't let go until the old man uses both hands. The park keeper then puts everything except the poison ivy lunchbox back into his backpack and sits down next to the old man. The old man places the poison ivy lunchbox on his lap and looks at the park keeper questioningly.
Go ahead, open it. Pick it up and smell it. It's a new one. I found it last night.
The old man picks up the flower, a bright yellow specimen with wide leaves and a center bulb. He smells it and gags noticeably.
It smells awful, right? You know what it is? I remember you telling me about the corpse flower, Titan arum, but you said it was a really big flower and this one is small. So I don't know what it is, but it smells really bad, right? Smell it again.
Odd, this appears to be a Lysichiton americanus. It's also called Western skunk cabbage, although I wouldn't recommend eating it. They're not native to this area and usually bloom in late winter to early spring. Did you know that these can be found growing in the wilds of Kodiak Island? In fact, the Kodiak bears will often eat the roots of these after hibernation. Can you guess why?
To help them poop after sleeping so much?
Exactly. That's exactly right. The roots of this plant are a natural laxative to the bears.
I just figured they smelled like what they help you do.
So, who did this poop-inducing flower remind you of?
The bagel man enters with his cart of bagels. The park keeper looks at him and discreetly points in his direction. The old man laughs again.
Oh, his bagels aren't so bad.
It's not the bagels. That guy smells like anus.
The park keeper quickly retrieves his lunchbox from the old man, puts it carefully back in his backpack, and exits away from the bagel man. The bagel man is a dour, quiet sort. His clothes are already covered in dried dough, and his face appears to have a perpetual frown. He is pushing his bagel cart, which appears to be full of freshly cooked bagels.
Good morning, my friend.
Already? Why so good, huh?
Well, the sun is shining,
Hot,
the birds are singing,
loud.
and you and I woke up this good looking.
Blind.
Hey, why did the bagel lose the election? He was the victim of a smear campaign.
The usual.
Yes, please.
Right. One plain, one everything onion chives, one bag of crumbs, $4.
The old man hands the bagel man the money, and the best friend enters. He is dressed similarly to the old man, except that he uses a walker to get around and has a satchel across his shoulders.
Oh man, did I miss the joke?
Yep.
Did he laugh this time?
Nope.
Ah, that's all right. Just try it again tomorrow.
Why?
Because bagel jokes never go stale.
Both men look at the bagel man for a reaction. The bagel man stares for a moment and walks off. Both men laugh and hug each other warmly. The old man hands the everything bagel to the best friend as they both sit down. The best friend sets up his chess set, using the walker as a table. During the following conversation, the old man adjusts the pieces on the board to indicate that they are in mid-game.
One of these days, I'll get that guy to crack a smile. He's like chiseled stone.
He's probably been laughing the whole time. It's just that his head's up his ass.
Explains the smell.
Right?
Speaking of which, you hear from your ex-wife?
Just her lawyer. How's Ben?
Ambitious, takes after his mother. He still comes by every day, but it's all work, parties, cars, girls. I'm afraid he'll be a bachelor his whole life.
He'll be fine. He's got a good head on his shoulders when he chooses to use it.
He takes after his mother. Your move.
They trade moves on the chessboard over the next part of the conversation.
I had that mole removed.
Huh?
You know, the one on my back.
I'm pretty sure I haven't seen your naked back since that lake trip, what, 40 years ago?
I told you about it. Shaped like a...
The runner jogs by during this next line.
Oh, right. So what did the doctor say about your mole penis?
You had to say that as she was running by?
What? She can't hear with those things in her ears.
The best friend looks off stage where the runner went. The young man jogs on and stops next to the old man.
Well, the doctor said my mole penis was fine, if a little misshapen. Likely due to age.
Gross. Oh, I never want to get old.
The young man jogs off after the runner as both men watch him go.
Next time I'll tell him about my balls.
Yeah. Sat on mine the other day. What the hell is that about? Check.
You going to Fred's funeral on Saturday?
I barely knew the guy. But I was going to visit Rosemary anyway, so maybe. Check.
Gladys will be there.
You're not a good person. Check.
What? She likes you. What's wrong with that?
It's a man's funeral. Besides, she smells like vinegar and blue cheese. Check. Fine, I'll go, but to pay my respects, not to play footsie with Salad Girl.
I'll take it.
Checkmate.
The best friend looks down at the board again, shrugs in defeat, and begins to put the chess pieces away as the park starts to fill with people. The mother and the little girl enter to go to the playground. The mother is dressed for comfort, not style. She has a warm, engaging personality and watches her daughter with affection. The little girl heads to the swing and leans back to feel the motion. The old man watches them while the best friend packs up.
Time flies, huh?
Well, I'll be off then. See you tomorrow.
The old man smiles and nods as his friend exits. He turns his gaze back to the mother and the little girl as the park keeper enters upstage, trimming the hedges in the background. The old man laughs as the little girl jumps off the swing with a giggle. The mother notices the old man and gives a smile and a nod. The old man lifts a hand in response. The park keeper watches this interaction with interest. He carefully plucks a dandelion from the ground and crosses to the old man.
Here, I found this. Kids like them. They make more flowers, and kids like them. Here.
Oh, that's very thoughtful, Reggie. Is it for the girl over there?
Yeah, because kids like them. Here.
Would you like to give it to the girl?
No, thank you.
The park keeper places the dandelion in the old man's hand and exits upstage. The old man looks at the dandelion and then where the park keeper exited and smiles warmly. He stands up and crosses to the mother.
Excuse me, ma'am. I'm sorry to bother you. Well,
Yes,
my friend Reggie, the park keeper for this park, found this dandelion and thought your daughter might enjoy it. Reggie's a little shy around strangers, so he asked me if I could give it to you.
oh, that's sweet. Oh, hey dear, look at what the nice man brought you. Mr.
Smith.
Say hello to Mr. Smith.
Hello, Mr. Smith. Is that for me?
It is. And it's your job to try to blow all of the seed petals off. Before you do you know the story about this flower?
No, what stories?
Well, this flower is called a dandelion.
I knew that.
Well, of course you did, because you're super smart. Of course, you also know that you're supposed to make a wish before you blow away the seed petals, right?
Uh-huh.
Did you also know that some people believe that the seeds carry your thoughts and dreams to your loved ones, no matter how far away, no matter how long it's been since you've seen them? There's even a tale that if you can blow off all of the seeds in one breath, that someone you love feels that love and loves you right back. Isn't that something?
Go ahead, blow it out.
I wish.
Oh, shh, don't tell, it's your wish to know. Huzzah!
Good job, honey. Now, what do you say to Mr. Smith?
Thank you, Mr. Smith.
You're quite welcome, Adia. I hope your wish finds its way back to you.
The mother's cell phone rings. She looks at it and grimaces.
Oh, gosh, what does he want? Would it be okay if I...
We're good.
Okay, thank you. I'll be quick.
We'll be right here.
The mother answers the call and walks upstage while still keeping her eyes on the little girl.
Hello? Can't this wait till tonight? We're at the park. No, you'll just confuse her more.
The mother's voice fades as her conversation continues. The little girl finds a stick and begins drawing in the sand. The old man kneels down next to her.
Hey there, Adia, right? What are you drawing, Adia?
Yeah, sometimes I just start drawing to see what happens. It could be a spaceship or a really fast train or a superhero. I won't know until I'm done.
Well, it looks like you started with a person.
Yeah, that's me. I'm always in the pictures. People are hard to draw, so I just make stick figures.
Oh, I don't know. That's a pretty good stick figure, Adia.
Yep, I'm the hero this time.
A cape, right? Yeah. Well, mind if I draw with you? I don't know if I'm as good as you, but I could do a floating evil eyeball.
Ew, that's so gross and awesome. Can you make it with lasers flying out of it?
Sure can.
The old man and the little girl start a drawing battle while the lights shift to the mother.
I don't care. You chose her over us, and I now need to choose our daughter over you. Goodbye, Eric.
And now I defeat you with my dandelion of power.
Oh no! Curse you!
Yay!
All right, you two, that's enough. Time to go. Thank
Can
you.
we come back tomorrow, please?
Let's see. Let's see.
That usually means no, but I'll keep trying.
Gotcha. Well, I'll see if Reggie has another flower tomorrow in case you convince her. By the way, pretty sure she can hear us.
All right, you two, that's enough. Time to go. Thank you again, Mr. Smith. That was great. I'm pretty sure you made her day.
She's a good kid. I'm happy to help.
And sorry about that. It was,
We had fun.
hopefully we'll see you tomorrow.
I'll be here.
Goodbye, Mr. Smith.
Until next time, Adia.
The mother and the little girl exit. The old man smiles to himself and makes his way back to the bench. He checks his watch and looks off stage expectantly. On cue, the runner jogs on stage on the track. This time she stops at the bench, but jogs in place.
He's still behind me?
Yep.
Cussed out yet?
Nope.
Good. He's made a progress in the last 2 weeks then. Remember the first day?
Ha, pathetic.
Barely finished the lap. Good day?
Fair to middling.
Don't play with me, old man.
Good day.
Good. Here he comes. I'm gonna let up a bit. Give him some hope.
Isn't that a lie?
Today it is, but he'll never catch me if he believes he never will.
She jogs off. The old man smiles as the young man jogs on, panting a bit.
Like a machine.
You hired the best. Marathon?
Movie.
Huh?
I'm writing a movie about a runner. She doesn't know it's about her. My agent referred me to her.
Your agent might not like you much.
Yeah.
The young man sighs and jogs after her. The old man chuckles to himself and opens his newspaper. The sun shifts to noon. The sun enters.
Hey, Dad, how you doing? I brought you some lunch.
The son sits down on the bench, takes a sub sandwich out, gives half to the old man, and eats during the rest of the scene. The son is wearing a full suit and recently polished shoes. He moves and talks quickly as if he is always late for the next thing. He maintains only the briefest of eye contact and likes to touch people's hands, shoulders, and back when he talks. The old man quietly eats his sandwich, occasionally attempting to respond with little success.
Man, what a week. And it's only Monday, right? I got Greg breathing down my neck about next quarter's projections, the landscaper of the house, who doesn't know shit about feng shui. My car is in some ship between here and Japan. And I told them, have the car flown. But they whined about weight allowance or some shit. So it's like the universe hates me or something. Good sandwich though, huh? A little too much mayo, right? I swear you tell them exactly what you want and they still get it wrong. I said, hey guys, my dad likes it a certain way and he'll be pissed if it's wrong. And what? Too much mayo. What? What?
How's Katie?
Katie? Dad, I broke up with her like 5 months ago.
Kelly?
Not since Christmas.
Kim?
Oh, well, she's good.
That's nice.
You look a little gray around the eyes, Dad. You feeling okay? Because I know this yoga instructor that does this thing called hot yoga. You sit in a room with a bunch of scantily clad gymnasts while they turn up the temp to like 105, and you try to get your ass to touch the back of your head. I'm going on Thursday after I get a release note from my doctor. You could join me.
I'm fine.
You sure? Well, are you at least taking your vitamins? Mom would be pissed, you know. Well, it's true.
I'll try.
Well, cool. I got to get back to work. They're probably wondering if I quit or something. Love you, Dad.
Love you too.
Hey, I'm having a barbecue this Saturday, you know, after I visit Mom. Anyway, just burgers and stuff. Couple of friends, nothing crazy. Would love to have you.
Another funeral to go to.
That sucks. Who was it this time?
Fred. You wouldn't know him. We used to bowl together.
Huh. Well, maybe you could swing by after, yeah?
Yeah, maybe. I was going to visit your mother too.
Okay, cool. You want me to drive you over?
No, I like the bus.
Dad.
Fine.
Well, if you change your mind. Right. Well, get home safe, huh? I'll call you tonight.
I'll be fine. Now go, get to work. You have that Japanese car and a hot yoga instructor to pay for.
Right. Love you, Dad. Talk to you later.
Love you too. Be good.
Well, where's the fun in that?
The son exits as the park keeper enters, carrying 2 more dandelions. He hands one to the old man.
I wish.
Fade to black. Act 1, Scene 2. Slow sunrise on the park bench. The lamplight flickers and the birds are heard in the distance. The park is empty as the old man casually enters, wearing similar clothes and carrying the same props as in the beginning of the show. He is whistling a soft tune as he makes his way to his bench. He sits and meticulously arranges things in the same way as before. He looks at his timepiece, looks off stage for a beat, takes a drink of his coffee and opens his newspaper, covering his face from the audience as the runner jogs on.
Good morning.
Uh-huh.
The runner jogs off stage. The old man turns the page as the young man jogs on.
She's
Mm-hmm.
shit.
The young man jogs off stage as the chef enters.
So I fixed the sauce exactly as he said. And you know what he did? He didn't even taste it. Asshole. It's like he knew it would be good, so he just pretended it wasn't there.
The old man hands her the other cup of coffee.
We've got a big private party tonight, and they're asking for paella and bourbon shrimp flambe. I might have to swap some of the shrimp in the paella with lobster tails. Otherwise, too much shrimp? Either way, he's gonna say I did it wrong. Good morning. How are you feeling today?
I seem to have won my daily struggle with gravity. So I must be doing something right. How are you? Did you get any sleep?
Ha, sleep, that's funny. I couldn't stop thinking about whether to load up on shrimp or the lobster.
Is there a third option?
Mussels or scallops, maybe. Yes, and a side of pot of Spanish rice simmering in the broth for those who want to keep it simple.
The chef stands up, nods, and heads off. The park keeper enters and watches her leave. He is carrying a small pot of colorful flowers. He crosses behind the bench to read the paper with the old man.
Good morning, Reggie.
I brought these for that cook lady. They're called impatiens.
Good morning, Reggie.
Oh, right. Good morning, too. They're called impatiens, and they reminded me of her.
Ah, yes. Also known as Busy Lizzies. Perfect match. Nicely done.
The park keeper smiles broadly, sniffs the air, and makes a sour face. The bagel man enters. The park keeper makes another face and exits away from the bagel man. The old man watches him leave and shakes his head, then turns to greet the bagel man.
Good morning, my friend. Oh, surely you can't argue with the beauty of this morning. The air is cool. The birds are quietly singing, and we are still the best looking gents in the park.
The best friend enters. The bagel man looks at the best friend.
Well, that's true.
Is he smiling? What did you say? What did you say? Oh, come on.
The bagel man, still laughing, grabs 2 bagels and a small bag of breadcrumbs and hands it to the old man.
On me today.
The bagel man nods to the old man, chuckles at the best friend, and exits. The best friend watches him leave, looks at the old man who is still chuckling to himself, and gently smacks his arm. The old man hands him a bagel and begins to eat.
What was that all about?
He and I came to an agreement
Which was?
that you are one ugly son of a bitch.
You should see me naked, like a deshelled turtle.
The runner jogs by. The best friend sets up the chessboard for a new game.
I'm eating here.
You think you got it bad. I have a full-length mirror in my bathroom. What the hell is that all about? Every time I get out of the shower, I get a floor-to-ceiling reenactment of a slug in a salt shaker.
The young man jogs in during this. He stops at the end of the bench.
Gross.
You're,
Ugh.
you're disgusting.
Yeah, I know.
The young man jogs off. The mother and the little girl enter upstage by the playground as the best friend pulls out the chess set and sets up the pieces. The two friends play as lights dim on the bench and rise on the playground.
Look, Mommy, there's Mr. Smith. I want to go show him my picture.
Edie, Mr. Smith looks busy with his friend. Just wait until he's done.
Oh, come on.
The little girl pouts a bit, but then gets on the swing and starts swinging. The park keeper enters upstage opposite the playground. He is holding a dandelion and a pink carnation. He sees the mother and the little girl and starts to walk away. The mother notices him and approaches.
Excuse me, sir. Reggie, right? Mr. Smith said your name was Reggie?
Yeah, that's right.
Well, I wanted to thank you for bringing my daughter Adia that flower yesterday. That was very sweet.
Yeah, it was a dandelion. I brought it because kids like them and they make more flowers.
Mm. Hey, that's a lovely flower you have there. And I see you have another dandelion?
Kids like them because you can blow the seeds off and make more flowers. This one is called a carnation. It's pink. The pink carnation is the most common variation for Mother's Day.
Well, it's very pretty.
Here.
Adia, come see what Reggie brought you.
Dandelion.
What do you say?
Thank you, Reggie.
You could blow the seeds off and it makes more flowers. Sometimes I like to run really fast to see if I'm fast enough to make them all come off.
Like this?
The little girl runs in a small circle.
No, that's not fast enough. You have to run really fast.
Okay, so then like this.
The little girl runs faster, but still in a small circle.
No, not fast enough. Wait here, I'll find another dandelion and show you.
The park keeper exits. The little girl keeps running in circles to blow off the seed petals with little success.
Thank you again, Reggie.
Oh, hello again. Did I hear you say that Reggie was here?
Yes, and he gave me this. He also brought another dandelion for Adia. He said he was going to grab another one and come back.
Good man. You know, that carnation is the most common flower that's given on Mother's Day.
Yes, he told me.
Did he now?
Yeah,
Oh, it's not something.
Yeah, he's awfully thoughtful.
Mr. Smith, look what I drew. It's a drawing of us drawing. I call it a drawing.
Is that us drawing the great superhero Adia against the evil floating eye?
Yep, I made that for you.
Thank you, Adia. It's wonderful.
The park keeper enters with several dandelions.
I found some. They grow in the untreated area.
What are the dandelions for, Reggie?
Practice. She doesn't run fast enough.
I do too.
The little girl runs in a small circle again, but to no avail.
See, your circle is too small. You have to run in a bigger circle. Watch.
The park keeper hands all but one of the dandelions to the old man and then runs in a big circle around the bench. He looks at the seedless dandelion in satisfaction. He grabs one more from the old man and looks at the little girl.
Together?
I bet I'm faster than you.
No, your legs are smaller.
They chase around the bench a couple of times. The little girl giggles in delight, and the park keeper starts laughing as well. The park keeper catches up to the little girl and taps her on the shoulder.
Tag, you're it.
Hey, no fair. Look, the seed petals are gone. I did it.
The little girl high fives the old man, the mother, the best friend, and goes to high five the park keeper, who deliberately air fives her.
Good job.
The park keeper grabs another dandelion from the old man and hands it to the little girl.
You do it faster next time in a straight line. That was fun. Okay, bye.
The park keeper exits. The little girl runs in straight lines back and forth.
Thank you. Oh,
You're welcome.
oh, he's great.
Yeah, one of the best.
I haven't seen Adia laugh like that in a while. Her father, well, let's just say he's not around much. So to see her play, oh, it's great.
He's taking it hard, huh?
Yeah, well, she doesn't understand. She's only a little girl. She thinks it's her fault. I don't even know why I'm telling you all of this. Thank you. Adia, it's time to go. Say goodbye to Mrs. Smith.
Goodbye, Mr. Smith.
Nice to see you again, Adia. Thank you for the drawing. You have a real talent. My son used to draw with me like that, and he became a big wig advertising exec. There's no telling how far you'll go with talent like that.
To the moon.
Absolutely. Have fun with that dandelion.
I will.
The little girl starts running again.
Thanks for listening. And sorry if...
Anytime.
The mother and the little girl exit. The best friend looks at the old man for a beat.
What?
I gotta go. Take a picture. We still on for Saturday? Funeral is at 9.
Oh, good. My son is having a barbecue right after.
Yeah, he called me to make sure you made it.
Ha, figures. I'll be there for both.
The runner jogs on.
He's dragging today.
You're relentless.
I'm consistent. Something he has yet to figure out. It's not like it's all that difficult. He just needs to put a little more effort in.
Hasn't he efforted enough?
Has he passed out yet?
The young man jogs on, breathing heavily.
Almost.
Exactly.
The runner jogs off. The young man stares after her.
Seriously?
The young man lumbers after her. The best friend gathers up his things and does his best impression of the young man as he exits.
Seriously?
The best friend bows and exits. The old man opens his newspaper as the sun shifts to noon. The old man looks up and glances off where the sun typically enters, looks at his watch and frowns. The old man puts the paper away, stands up and stretches a bit. He checks off stage and his watch again. The old man wipes crumbs off of the bench and sits down, again looking off stage. He sighs in resignation and begins to pack up for the day.
All right.
The son enters hurriedly.
Hey, Dad. Sorry I'm late. Some sort of car accident at the entrance of the park. I had to walk an extra couple of blocks just to get in here. Here you go. No, I can't really stay today. I'm already behind and I'm going to have to walk all around that nonsense to get back to work. Just wanted to make sure that, well, you know, I got to head back. But I've already told everyone that you're coming on Saturday and they're all excited. Don't worry about bringing anything. We've got it covered. Unless you're gonna bring that awesome famous guac, because everyone loves that shit. I mean, well, it's not shit, but you know what I meant. Anyway, I love you. I gotta run. I'll call you tonight.
Love you too. Talk with you later.
Yep. Oh, and remind me to tell you about this girl in HR.
I wouldn't recommend dating someone in HR.
Right. Yeah, sure thing. On it. Anyway, love you. I'll talk to you later.
Love you too. Be good.
The son laughs and exits. The park keeper has entered during their exchange and quietly hands the old man a dandelion.
I wish.
The park keeper runs around the bench to blow the seeds off as the old man watches, smiling. The park keeper looks at the old man expectantly. The old man starts to stand up, thinks the better of it, looks at his dandelion and shakes it until the seeds fall off and nods. Fade to black. Act 1, Scene 3. Slow sunrise on the park bench. The lamplight flickers and the birds are heard in the distance. The nurse is sitting on the bench in the old man's spot. The nurse is still wearing scrubs under a coat. There is some dried blood on her clothes, even though it appears an attempt was made to clean them. She is staring straight ahead, distant. The old man casually enters wearing similar clothes and carrying the same props as in the opening of the show. He is whistling a soft tune as he makes his way to the bench. He stops short when he sees the nurse, surprised and concerned. He clears his throat and approaches when she doesn't respond.
Good morning.
Oh, I'm sorry. I didn't see you there. What did you say?
I said good morning.
Is it? Oh well, there it is. I should probably get home.
Looks like you've had a long night. Coffee? I have 3 sugars, 1 cream, and black. Best coffee in town and piping hot. There's this great bakery 1 block that way, half a block up. They open early. May I?
The runner jogs on.
Morning.
Good morning.
Everything all right?
Not sure yet. I'll let you know next time around.
Call me if you need me. Yeah?
You know I don't know how to use that thing.
Just call me.
We'll be fine.
The runner reluctantly jogs off. The old man looks at the nurse and gestures to the bench again. The nurse nods. The old man sits down and holds up the 2 coffees again. She looks for a moment, smiles, and takes the black coffee.
Thank you.
Black. Right.
The young man jogs on and stops near the bench. He looks at the 2 on the bench for a short beat.
She's already well ahead of you. You'll have to hurry if you want to catch up.
Yeah, okay. Good morning.
Good morning.
The young man jogs off.
She's training him for some movie. He's writing it about her. She doesn't know that. She gets here first. He chases after her. It's a thing.
Sounds exhausting.
It's entertaining in its own way.
The chef enters. She notices the bench arrangement, but it doesn't seem bothered by it. She stands next to the old man.
So I ended up with too much rice.
Uh-oh. How'd he take it?
He was furious. So he threw the whole flavor balance off. The guests didn't seem to mind, but he had me add more shrimp, which of course meant that we had a ton left over, which really pissed him off because he really hates throwing away food. But you know, You know that shelter a couple blocks over? Yeah, I stopped by there afterwards with the extra pay. I'm good. Slept like a baby last night. Something about doing for others that eases the soul. Just felt good to help someone in need, you know? What'd I say?
Not sure yet. See you tomorrow?
Yeah.
The chef exchanges a look with the old man, and he indicates that he's got it. The chef looks again, nods, and exits. The old man waits in silence for a beat, then offers the nurse his handkerchief. She accepts it and dries her eyes.
Rough night, huh?
You could say that.
Yeah.
I'm sorry. It's not like it's the first time. It's just.
Yeah.
The park keeper enters upstage unnoticed. He stays back when he sees the nurse.
A few years ago, Rosemary and I, my wife, we were out for a morning walk by the water, right over there a bit. She always loved the way the air felt there. She said it centered her. I just loved the way she held my arm when we walked, like it was hers as much as it was mine. And not in a selfish way, mind you, but as though it was simply a part of her. I suppose that's what we were to each other, really. Anyway, we had stopped at our bench, and she was watching the colors of the sunrise play on the water, and I was watching her eyes when it happened. The doctors called it a subarachnoid hemorrhage.
Brain aneurysm?
Yeah. At the time, I didn't carry a cell phone. She thought they degraded human connection. And there also weren't any people around. One of the reasons we chose the path we did. So I held her in my arms and yelled for help until that girl who jogged by earlier showed up. She called an ambulance, but it was too late by then. My wife didn't make it to the hospital. She was gone. Half of me was just gone. I was right there. I'm supposed to protect her, keep her safe. I was right there. And there was nothing I could do. The doctors said that even if we were in the hospital when it happened, she'd still be gone.
They're probably right. I'm so sorry you had to go through that.
Like I said, it was a few years ago.
Still, it's really hard. I lost a little girl last night. A car accident. Her mother, she used to like to play in this park, so I came down here to, I don't know, honor her, maybe. Suppose she played right over there. 8 years old. I had trauma and internal bleeding.
car accident?
Yeah. Emily said she ran into the intersection before she could stop her. She said she was trying to run fast enough to blow all the petals off of a dandelion.
Fade to black. Curtain. End of Act 1. Welcome back. This next act is about equal in length. So without further ado, let's move on to Act 2. Act 2, Scene 1. Interior of the parkkeeper's shed. There are tools, sprayers, sundry pots hanging in an orderly, aligned fashion. A workbench is against one wall and a single pot sits on top, presumably for tomorrow's plant of the day. There is also a small refrigerator, a chair, a low cot, and a table. A television, which is always on, is on top of a small stand opposite the chair. Although the entire room is orderly, it also has a lived-in quality about it, mostly because this is where the parkkeeper lives. The door slams open as the parkkeeper enters, visibly upset. He shuts the door and leans against it as he slowly slides to the floor. He holds himself tightly and begins to rock back and forth, talking quietly to himself. There is a knock on the door.
Reggie. Reggie, can you hear me? Words. Reggie, I need words. I can't see you through this door. Can you hear me?
Yes.
Good. Can you please open the door and let me in?
No.
Reggie, I just need to sit down. I don't need any more words. I just need to rest my knees. Is that okay?
The parkkeeper slowly stops rocking. He stands up and walks to the chair to brush it off and align it to the television. He then opens the door. The old man smiles.
Thank you, Reggie.
The old man walks in and sits down without adjusting the angle of the chair, which is facing upstage. The parkkeeper closes the door, sits with his back to the door, and begins rocking again. The old man glances back at the parkkeeper for a moment, pulls out his newspaper, and begins to read, acting as if he was still on the bench. After a couple of moments, he turns the page. The parkkeeper slows his rocking and looks at the old man, who continues to read. The old man takes a sip of his coffee and turns the page again. The parkkeeper rises against the door, interested in the paper. The old man begins to turn the page again, pauses, and completes the turn. The parkkeeper walks over and turns it back. After a beat, the old man closes the paper and gently turns the chair around as the parkkeeper sits on the cot.
I didn't want to.
No.
But
I know. I know.
I don't understand.
Yeah, I know. Me too.
Fade to black. Act 2, Scene 2. The nurse, eating a bagel and drinking the coffee, is still sitting on the park bench as the best friend shuffles in. He stops short when he sees the nurse. The nurse looks up at him.
Hey there.
You're looking for.
Yeah.
He left. He went that way with some other guy.
Ah. You mind if I...
He gestures towards the park bench. She scoots further to one side.
Thanks.
He sits down and begins to set up the chess set.
So what happened? Reggie forget his keys to the shed again? Love that guy. Real gentle sort, but not what you'd call focused. You know what I mean?
He was upset.
Who?
Well, both of them, really.
What happened?
Well, he and I were talking about his wife, and
He told you about his wife?
yeah,
Oh.
yeah. So we were talking about his wife and how she
Yeah.
right. So I told him about a child I lost last night, and that other guy must have been listening because he screamed and ran off. I didn't want to make anyone upset. I didn't know he was there.
It's okay. Like I said, Reggie's a gentle soul. My friend will look after him.
Oh, I don't know. Your friend looked pretty upset too. Didn't scream like the other guy, but I could tell it shook him up.
Yeah, well, nobody likes hearing about a kid that's died, that's for sure. You doing all right?
Think so. Just wish I could have done more, that's all.
Yeah.
The runner jogs on past the park bench, turns and stops to a standing jog next to the bench.
Everything okay? Where's...
Went after Reggie. Probably at the shed.
What's wrong with Reggie?
He's upset. He heard about a kid that died last night. You know how he is.
Not the kid from the playground, right?
The best friend shrugs, and the runner looks at the nurse. The nurse nods. The young man jogs on. The runner sees him coming on.
You wait. You sure? That kid was just here yesterday.
What kid?
The one from the playground.
Oh, what about her?
Says she died.
Oh, shit.
Yeah. The old man hear this? Shit. How he take it?
Not well.
Right. Can we pick this up tomorrow?
Oh, of course.
You said they went to Reggie's shed.
Looked like it.
Okay, thanks.
The runner jogs off in the direction of the shed.
Wow, well, yeah.
The young man exits. The best friend exchanges a look with the nurse. Fade to black. Act 2, Scene 3. Interior of the parkkeeper's shed. The old man is sitting in the chair watching television while the parkkeeper reads the newspaper while lying down on the cot. A game show is playing on the television.
For $200, this fruit is the largest tree-borne fruit in the world and is often used as a vegan meat substitute.
Jackfruit.
Durian?
I'm sorry, no. Anyone else?
Jackfruit.
Watermelon.
Watermelons are grown on the ground.
No. Watermelons are grown on the ground. Correct answer was jackfruit.
Ugh, who picks these contestants?
For $400 native to China, this fruit is often used for silkworm larvae.
Mulberries.
Anyone?
Mulberries.
No one? The correct answer was mulberries.
Of course it was. Everyone knows that.
We're going to take a quick break. Stay with us.
So frustrating.
You're really good at these questions, Reggie.
Yeah, it's a recording. It's my favorite episode.
A car commercial begins playing on the television. The park keeper watches intensely.
This commercial makes me mad.
Why?
The park keeper turns off the television.
Why?
Cars are bad. The commercial says they're good, but they're not. They smell, they're loud, and they go so fast you miss things.
What kind of things?
All the things. This paper, that leaf, the shiny spot on the back of your head, everything. You go from here to way over there so fast, you miss all the things in between. And why? What for? What is over there that's better than everything in between? That you could kill something in between because you were too busy getting over there.
Maybe they didn't know that there was so much life in between.
No, that's not a good excuse. Being stupid's not a good excuse.
They're not stupid, Reggie.
They are.
They just don't know any other way to be. The same way you don't know how to live the way they do.
You're right. I don't kill people with cars.
No, you don't. You help things live longer.
That's right.
And you'd never hurt something on purpose.
That's right.
So what happened to Adia wasn't your fault.
Yeah.
The runner jogs up and knocks at the door.
Anyone there?
I got this.
The old man walks to the door, sees who it is, and steps outside, closing the door behind him.
Hey there.
Hey, I heard. You okay?
Ah, I'm working through it. He needs me right now, which helps.
Right. Well, when you get back to you, give me a call if you want, okay?
You know, I don't know how to use that thing.
Shut it, old man. I mean it.
I know. Thanks.
The old man gives the runner a warm hug, which she returns.
Let me get back to it.
Call me.
Uh-huh.
The old man goes back inside the shed. The runner exits.
Want to finish the show?
Yeah.
The old man sits down as the park keeper turns on the television and skips the commercials.
A member of the sunflower family. This flower's name means lion's tooth in French.
The park keeper kicks off the television.
Dandelion.
Fade to black. Act 2, Scene 4. The park bench at midday. The best friend and the nurse are playing chess. She looks exceptionally tired but focused. The best friend is pacing as he talks.
So there I was, in uniform, scared as hell, barely out of high school. That jerk was supposed to train me. All he ever did was torment the crap out of me, set me off on impossible tasks. Quick, go to the mess and get a bucket of steam, or run and get a left-handed crescent wrench. No!
He didn't.
He did. You can imagine the looks I got. Everyone thought it was so funny. Did you know that there's no such thing as reversible underwear? I do now.
That's awful.
Yeah, he made all of the newbies do it. His way of bringing us together or something. It worked, that's for sure, even though we ground our teeth at him at first. It also gave all of us something in common, something to laugh about and keep the fear away. We needed that.
Checkmate.
You got me. I have no idea what you did. I have a feeling you have no idea what you did, but you got me. Thank you for a depressing yet lovely game, milady. You need to go get some sleep. Oh, I'm so sorry for your night last night. She seemed like a good kid. I hope her mother has people around her.
Yeah, I can't imagine. Oh, please tell your friend that I apologize for upsetting him.
He'll be all right.
And thank you for the distraction.
You're quite welcome, milady. Anytime.
The nurse smiles tiredly and turns to leave as the son hurries in. They almost bump into each other as she tries to leave.
Excuse me. I'm so sorry.
Thank you.
She exits. The son watches her leave and then turns to the best friend, who smiles warmly.
He's not here today. That nice lady said he left with Reggie right before I got here a little while ago.
Reggie?
You know, the park guy. Quiet, waters the plants and stuff.
Oh, right.
Yeah. They're probably over at a shed or something.
Oh, got it. Thanks. See you Saturday?
Wouldn't miss it.
Great. I'll see you then.
The son exits quickly towards the parkkeeper's shed. The best friend shakes his head as he watches the son leave.
That boy's like a wind-up toy.
Fade to black. Act 2, Scene 5. Interior of the parkkeeper's shed. The parkkeeper is rummaging through the bench, pulling out seed bag after seed bag. He is precise and meticulous in his work and has an intensity of focus that he doesn't show in his everyday interactions. The old man is sitting in the chair watching the parkkeeper.
Where is it? No, that's for birthdays. Weddings. Where is it? It's got to be here. School, baker, DMV taxes. It's got to be here.
What are you looking for, Reggie?
Got to be here. I bought it last month. It was part of a 20 pack, so it has to be here.
What, Reggie?
Okay, wait. It wouldn't be in the bad section, of course.
Well, of course.
So it has to be in the hope section.
You have your seeds categorized by mood, Reggie?
Of course.
Of course.
It's got to be here.
I'm glad you found it.
Yeah, me too.
Now, what is it?
Hold on.
Okay.
The parkkeeper hastily puts the other seed bags back and crosses to the workbench. He grabs an empty pot, pebbles, some potting soil, and plant feed. He begins to sing softly under his breath while carefully measuring the pebbles, soil, and plant feed.
2.5, then 3 inches. Sprinkle gently in a circle, not to the bottom.
He pushes the soil and feed to the edges, forming a hole for the seeds.
There's your new home.
Picks up the seeds, tears open the bag, and drops them into his hand. He closes his hand around the seeds.
Shall we warm you up? Your new home is ready and waiting for you.
He gently places the seeds one by one in the pot.
1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. There you go. Now tuck you in.
He pushes the dirt in around the seeds and grabs the watering can.
Just a small drink. It was a rough day. Look.
Very nice, Reggie.
Yeah. White stargazer lilies. Most common at funerals. They represent the return of purity and innocence of someone who has died. Especially someone who has died young. I think she'll like them.
So do I. Are you planning on going to the girl's funeral, Reggie?
I don't know. I don't know where it's going to be, but I want to be prepared just in case. If I can't find it, I'll plant them right outside the park so the park can remember her.
That's lovely, Reggie.
The park keeper picks up the pot and heads for the door. The son crosses to the outside of the door at the same time, looking around to make sure he's in the right place.
Still some sun out there.
He opens the door to walk outside as the son, looking away, goes to knock. The son knocks the pot out of the park keeper's hand. It crashes to the floor, scattering seeds, dirt, and pebbles everywhere.
No!
Oh my God. I am so sorry. I didn't mean to.
The park keeper jumps on the son, who falls down and starts hitting him while crying and screaming at the same time. The son covers his face and head with his arms.
What the hell? Just get off of me!
Upon hearing the commotion, the old man hurries to the door.
Reggie, stop!
The old man pulls the park keeper off of the son. The park keeper is openly crying now, and the son gets to his knee. The old man tries to give the park keeper a hug, but the park keeper moves away from him. The old man opens his hands non-threateningly.
It's okay. You're okay. Shh. Shh. You're okay. We can fix it. Everything will be okay.
What the fuck was that all about?
Shh. Later. Can you pick up the pot and help find the seeds, please?
He broke it.
I know.
I needed it.
I know.
He wasn't looking, going too fast, and he broke it. I have to find the seeds. They're white stargazer lily seeds. There's 1, 2.
Right. Sorry. Can you please help find the white stargazer lily seed, son?
The son glares at him for a moment, unsure of what just happened. The old man gestures to the pot. The son stares for a beat and walks over to the pot and begins scraping the scattered soil into piles and putting it into the pot forcefully.
Gently, please.
They're fucking seeds.
They're white stargazer lily seeds. 3.
It's a goddamn fucking pot of dirt.
You're stupid.
Enough, both of you. Please, son, I need you right now to just breathe. Don't talk. Don't ask questions. Just breathe and do what I ask. Gently. Good. Now, over there is some soil.
The yellow bag, not the green one. The green one is for fruit trees. The yellow one is for flowers.
In the yellow bag.
Unless he's stupid or colorblind. Then it's the one with the daisy on the front, not the one with the lemon. Because daisies are flowers.
I know.
So are white stargazer lilies.
I know.
But they're different. They're not the same.
Yeah, I get it. One's for fruit and the other's for flowers.
No, it's not that simple. I have 3 other bags in the shed that all look like dirt to you, but they're different. They're not the same.
Let me guess. You got a bag of brown dirt, a dark brown dirt, and a really dark brown dirt.
No. Well, yes, but no.
Son, why are you antagonizing him?
He attacked me.
One is for shrubs, one is for trees, and one is for succulents. I'd have one for ground mosses, but we don't get those. 4.
You don't understand what that meant.
What's to understand? We bumped into each other. The pot falls. I apologize right away, and he jumps me. I mean, what the fuck, Pop?
5.
There's more to it than that.
6.
More to what? It's a pot of dirt and rocks and white stargazer lily seeds.
Close. Soil, pebbles, and white stargazer lily seeds. Super close. You're almost not stupid. 7. One more.
Fine.
The sun deflates a bit, reaches down and grabs a handful of pebbles and soil. The park keeper notices the sun, jumps up and grabs the sun's wrist before the sun can put the soil in the pot.
Stop.
Now what?
We have to find the 8th seed first.
What?
The 8th seed.
There were 8 seeds in the pot.
Yes. There were 8 seeds in the pot, and we have to find all 8.
Really?
Yes. No, drop it. Drop it.
Is he for real?
Drop it.
You be a good boy and drop it. Good boy. Now, could you please help my friend here find the 8th seed?
Sure. You mind telling me what this is all about? I mean, 8 seeds.
Because she was 8.
Who?
Adia, the girl who died. She was 8, so her mother needs to know there were 8 seeds. Her mother needs to know we did it right.
You mean? I'll look on this side.
Good. I've got over here. It's better if we work from the outside in.
Yeah.
Fade to black. Act 2, Scene 6. Slow sunrise on the park bench. The lamplight flickers and the birds are heard in the distance. The park is empty as the old man distractedly enters, wearing similar clothes and carrying the same props as in the opening of the show. He is whistling a sad tune as he makes his way to the bench. He sits and meticulously arranges things in the same way as before, but things aren't aligning quite right. He takes out the little girl's drawing from his coat pocket, unfolds it, looks at it for a moment, folds it, and puts it back in his pocket. He begins to get frustrated as the runner jogs on. She stops before she reaches the bench and watches him struggle with his belongings. When he settles, he sits up, notices her, and sighs.
Mind if I sit down? Thanks.
The old man offers her a coffee and she shakes her head.
No thanks. Not my thing.
She smiles at the old man as the young man jogs on and stops before the bench.
Oh, go run a lap or two.
Oh, come on.
Off you go. Scoot, go.
She nickers at the young man like he's a horse, and the young man jogs off with a groan.
Now, where were we? Right. You were about to tell me how you're holding up. From the looks of things, I guess not so great. This about the little girl? Or this Saturday?
Remembered.
Of course I did. You lazy old coot. I was here when it happened. Remember, you dumbass?
Yeah, right. Thanks. Yeah. It's a rough week. This Saturday, I usually skip Saturdays. It's too busy, you know? People pushing and crowding each other in the hopes of enjoying nature. My son's throwing a party this Saturday. No, not for that. He just likes parties. He's young. Well, older than you, but still young. He likes to hide his insecurities behind bravado, fancy cars, and short-term relationships. You'd be good for him, I think. He'd be shit for you, but you'd be good for him. You've been great for me, that's for sure.
I'll be here Saturday morning.
But you don't work on Saturdays.
I know.
He pats her hand and smiles. The chef enters and stops short of the bench. The runner notices her and stands.
I'd better get back to it. He'll be halfway by now. He's gonna hate it when I pass him.
She smiles and jogs off.
Guess what?
What?
I quit my job.
Oh.
Yeah, I'm super excited about it.
Huh.
Yeah, told that asshole to find someone else to abuse.
So what are you going to do now?
Huh? Oh, right. I didn't tell you that part.
Nope.
I have absolutely no idea.
Okay.
Maybe I'll open up my own business right next door to that prick. Maybe I'll volunteer at the shelter making food for the homeless. No idea. But telling that jerk to shove it was so
Rewarding?
yeah.
I'm happy for you.
See you tomorrow?
I'll be here.
She straightens her clothes, nods, and walks off. The old man smiles, sighs, and sits.
What a week.
The old man reorganizes his belongings again and unfolds his paper. He begins to read. After a few seconds, the park keeper, dressed nicely, hurries on, carrying 2 pots. The park keeper walks around the bench from behind and stops on the opposite side. He stands there impatiently until the old man lowers his paper and looks at him.
Good morning, Reggie.
Good morning.
He places one of the pots down on the bench.
I need you to watch this for a little while. Please.
Okay.
The son enters and crosses to the park keeper.
You ready?
Yep.
Cool. Hey, Pop.
Good morning.
Yeah, I took the morning off. Reggie and I are headed over to the funeral home. I found the obit online. The funeral is this Saturday, so I'm not sure if they'll let us do it early, but we're hoping to drop off some flowers. Right. White Stargazer lilies.
Huh.
Yeah, it's a little out of the way. So I offered to drive.
Slowly.
Yeah. Slowly.
Huh.
Anyway, we'll be back in a bit.
The son and the park keeper exit.
Good morning, stinky man.
The bagel man enters, looking at the park keeper.
Good morning.
No.
He okay?
Think so.
I must crashed the cart when he looked me in the eye. I think he even smiled.
The bagel man hands 2 bagels to the old man.
Well, you're both a lot alike.
Yeah? What? How's that?
Crusty on the outside, but soft on the inside.
The old man breaks the bagel in half and takes a bite. The bagel man stares at him for a beat as the best friend enters. The bagel man looks at the old man, nodding his head towards the best friend.
All crust.
The bagel man exits, laughing to himself. The best friend looks at the pot in his spot on the bench. The old man moves the pot to the ground next to the bench. The best friend sits down next to the old man and grabs his bagel.
Was I the joke?
Only half of it.
What was the other half?
Life, my friend, life.
I get that. How you feeling today?
Tired. Been a long week. I might skip lunch and go take a nap or something.
The best friend begins setting up the chess game.
Not a bad idea. Don't want to get sick. I hear there's something going around. I was talking to Gladys last night, and she said she and 2 of her friends caught it. She'll probably miss the funeral on Saturday if she's not better. What? You said you weren't interested, so I gave her a call. I'm old. I'm not dead.
The old man chuckles and shakes his head. The best friend looks at the chessboard. The old man moves a couple of pieces to their position from the last game and nods.
Your move. What's with the pot?
Not sure. Reggie handed it to me and then rushed off with my son.
What?
Yeah. Said he was driving Reggie to drop off some flowers.
Huh.
Yeah.
Reggie doing okay?
Think so. It's weird. Yesterday, he was a wreck. Today, he seemed so determined, focused. Check.
Oh, come on. How is that even possible? There.
Thought you'd do that. Check.
The old man and the best friend get into a spirited back and forth of chess playing. The mother walks in during this exchange of moves.
Checkmate.
Oh, come on. I thought I finally had you, and then you killed my knight. Oh. I'm gonna go now. See you Saturday?
Yeah, sure.
The best friend exits in the direction of the mother.
Good morning.
Oh, hello. Morning. I was just
Uh,
my daughter.
I know.
You know,
Yeah. I am so sorry.
oh. Could you not?
Huh?
Be sorry. Could you not be sorry? Everyone around me is so very sorry. I came out here. I came out here not to be surrounded with sorries. This place. This is where she played and swung and ran and laughed. And she liked to laugh. She had a great laugh. It gave me hope. And I really need that right now. So could you please not be sorry?
You're wrong, you know.
About?
It was more of a giggle. Oh, it had the belly of a laugh, but it was definitely a full-throated giggle.
Oh, yeah?
Yeah, I'd be willing to fight you over it.
Thank you.
I'm pretty sure that's the first time I've been thanked for picking a fight with a lady.
How did you find out?
The nurse that tended to her, she was here yesterday morning.
Oh, she was great. And I should send her something, a card or a flower or.
She's fine. You worry about you for now.
That's just it. I don't know how to do that anymore. I only know how to be Adia's mommy. Don't. I did not come here to cry. This place needs to be laughter. Right. Giggling.
You mind if we.
He gestures to the bench. She nods and sits. He sits next to her in his spot. He pulls out the little girl's drawing from his pocket and unfolds it.
Did you want this?
Is that the drawing?
Yeah.
No. She drew it for you.
When my wife passed.
Oh, I'm so sorry.
Fine. When she passed, I went through all of the stages of grief with a vengeance. A few times, to be honest. I got really good at it. But in the middle of my grief and my rage and my need for isolation, I remembered her holding my arm, her watching the colors of the sunrise, her smiling at the feel of the air. She savored what she had when she had it. Maybe because she knew that it could be over that quickly. I don't know. But I do know that I couldn't grieve about it anymore. Not and hold up my half. I had to accept the loss, however painful, and embrace every little moment, every little human connection as it happened. Is it easy? Of course not. But it gets me up to watch the sunrise. Smile at the feel of the air.
Blow the seeds off the dandelions.
Just so. Yes.
I told you to bring the card.
I thought you were going to bring the card.
Park keeper and the son enter. The park keeper is still holding the pot and sees the mother and the old man.
Oh, there she is. She's right there.
Does he mean me?
Yes,
Yes.
Oh,
we were bringing this to you, but he forgot the card, so we had to come back, and now you're here, so I don't need to bring it to you.
okay.
I need to give this to you.
It's okay. So what is it, Reggie?
You know what it is. It's a...
Tell her, Reggie.
It's a white Stargazer Lily. Actually, it's just seeds. 8 seeds, because Adia was 8. But if you water it and give it partial sun, it will become a white Stargazer Lily. I chose it because they represent the return of purity and innocence of someone who has died, especially someone who has died young. They basically mean hope. He told me once that the secret to happiness is having something to look forward to, however small. For me, growing and caring for a flowering plant that hasn't bloomed yet is the best something to look forward to. So with the white Stargazer Lily, you have something hopeful to look forward to. Happiness in a clay pot.
Thank you.
You're welcome. Let me know if you need help.
I will. This is great.
I know.
The park keeper walks over to the bench and sits down. He begins to take off his dressy shoes.
Well, I'd better be going. Thank you for, well, thank you.
Anytime.
Are you usually here at this time?
Yep.
Yes. Yes, I am. Every day but Sunday, it seems.
Well, then maybe I'll see you again.
I'd like that. I'll try not to pick a fight next time.
The park keeper frowns. She exits. The old man sits down next to the park keeper.
You shouldn't pick fights with people. It's not okay.
I was kidding, Reggie.
Oh, good. Because she'd kick your ass.
Reggie, did you just make a joke?
No.
Well, you're probably right. I'm not nearly in the shape I was when I was younger, that's for sure.
Yeah, you're pretty old now.
Yes, yes, I am. Reggie, I've noticed that you have a lot more words lately than you normally do.
That's not true.
Well, you certainly said a lot more in the last 2 days than I've ever heard you say.
That's true. But I've always had the words. I just chose not to say them before.
Before what?
Before he broke that pot. Before that car broke Adia. And me.
I don't understand.
He broke the pot and you used your words, like you always do, to fix things.
Fix things?
Yep. Last night, after you left, I was remembering my day. I like to remember my day to make sure I don't forget something.
Sure.
I remembered you fixing me, then your son, then he and I fixed the pot. You used your words to do that. So I thought I should do that too.
That's great, Reggie.
Yeah. Yeah. So I called him and talked. It's not that hard.
He called you?
Yeah. Good 15 minutes.
Where's the pot I gave you?
The old man reaches down and picks up the pot.
Here you go.
No, I made this for you.
For me? Huh. What seeds did you use?
Sage, of course.
Sage. Known for its medicinal properties as well as its ability to enhance things it's added to. Reggie, that's awfully nice of you.
Wait, that's only half of it. The word sage also means someone who has attained wisdom and a good and virtuous person. Often the best of people. Because that's you.
Now I don't have the words. Thank you.
The old man reaches out his hand. The park keeper looks at the old man's hand.
I don't do that. It will need lots of sun, and don't overwater it.
Okay.
The park keeper nods and walks off towards his shed. The old man watches him leave. He smiles, looks at the pot, and shakes his head.
What a week. I need a nap.
Come on, Pop. I'll walk you home.
That's not far. I can manage.
I know.
The son gathers the old man's belongings. The old man stands up and looks at the pot.
Sage, huh?
He looks back where the park keeper exited, back to the pot, then to the lake.
Well, isn't that something?
They exit together. Fade to blackout. Curtain. End of show. Actors, writer, please come back on so that the audience may see you for a Zoom.
Bravo, bravo.